Honorable Demba Sabally, well, Minister of Agriculture, but also Executive Member of the National People's Party. Be model be jemi yalon ko wol bat na opa nyomi le lowa nyomi rada men yalon ko na ka National People's Party ma. Ni nge muna yitande NPP la ko.
Ay lafaro le itandi, ay Cairo le itandi, ko NPP be lafa kanne, and opposition party ol ibe sirin kanne, ibe tala kanne. Bawo nyimol mil na jambi mo ballom in UDP. Constituency chairman, wo manke mondindi party ko do. Mobilize the manke mondindi, saka mo minka youth soul mobilize. Mo mi marata youth soul la sports, wala youth soul la nyobori wala. Wol be bo UDP kana NPP. Wol me itandi ko NPP be lafa kanne. His Excellency President Barrow ala nyato kaya kan 2026 abe seal candidat.
Akamunda mo Jamal Bije me yalon ko ya yitan ko ni yaji be ba la President Barrow is no more popular in the country considering what is happening ko wol me yalon ko wolle be keri amanda reja banko jinga and 2026 e ba bondi la sembo la mune muy la jikko de mune da jikindi ko President Barrow will be re-elected again.
E kam mel be moy ka fako President Barrow man popular wol mu opposition mo ledi el be la doko wala opposition ya la doko mu dia mo ledi. You see, in politics a ruling party and opposition, it will be like basic. Ruling party la different. It will like a dog. They can perform. It's a cookeno. So President Barrow, Darja Balia, it will wish it be only focus. Bandol member MPB, and we are connected to the grassroots politics. Ngalone member focus banko kan. Ndol yalo neko President Barrow la Darjo ala fatale be mantalaje bandung molla nabi wo mu testimony let.
But this is not something which is cooked. But ni ajibe you have two elections mi yalongo weltambe. These are clear parameters mi yalongo isi wol use no. Ata nyindula nyindo. Karre fayol ketala mi yalongo oppositional yal ganyele on popular vote sinya fula. Is that not a determinant to show that the president's popularity is going down?
No. Yalon ni ajube. Gambiano la view of presidential election and ila view of parliamentary and local government election abuka clear. Gambiano jama man sawari local election olla. But ila determination for presidential election is very, very great. Near ton voter in the presidential election. We are nearly 89% of the Gambian registered voters. Only Findi captain of local government election, male Findi, they are less than 50%. More man Findi and male man Findi mostly is that is our voter base. And it's because they don't take local election very seriously. But I'll tell you this, last Meet the People Tour, 2023 Meet the People Tour, you were here. You saw the crowd that came out. So if they are Nibera Mol Deneka, and let me tell you this, Nindene killing away, all you didn't call the handicaping election time. Inila krato le kada ka bo mole ko baroman darjambe gagnelale bar kabrin carte okeda he beat them over 200,000 votes ay bute wala so menul be nyim fokam baroman darja itoli be la ngani ole fokam andi be nyonenella. But 2026 is His Excellency President Barrow. Momo yakmo wulindi UDP le party dole wo abe boyla le ko se budo ko ya.
One person Gambia online platform ye quote in one of your posts that you said. Iko many along ko wallen one piece. Most of mol mi along ko kala wulen wala whatsoever many wol mulunda woleta ye see President Barrow wole be gagnela. What be ya interpret? Probably there's internal rankling within your party. Alla party mol manke kankiling and you are referring to some members of your party. Alla party dingo dole be wala. Many along ko they are in a haste to succeed the president. Who were really exactly referring?
No, actually there is no internal wrangling in NPP. NPP is as united today as it was from day one. Ndolma any internal issue sort of. And no party for the member. But let me tell you, the bottom line is we have a uniting factor, and our uniting factor is His Excellency President Barrow, and our uniting factor is love for the country and love for our party.
Who are the wannabes?
The wannabes are. Look, just election concluded in our neighboring countries. So there were a lot of youth people who were jumping. Well, let's do the youth A or youth B or youth C. As if they want to be like pastors or like copycats. So those were the ones I was referring to, wannabes. But inside NPP, and there is no wannabe in NPP. But of course,
in your statement, we don't have a failed state, we don't have a failed NPP.
Yes.
In fact, oppositional will fail to Banko Nyinga.
Yes.
They disagree that the president in fact failed the Gambian people, that he failed to live up to expectations. Food price level is high. As we speak right now, how do you qualify that Gambia man can fail nation under President Barrow considering what is happening?
President Barrow, look, we all know what a failed nation is. To be honest, I am a cabinet minister, I cannot mention countries, but I can tell you, anybody who is of certain standard, you know what a failed state is. You cannot describe government and this country as a failed state when BB, as we speak, we are going to be hosting 57 head of states and government. When in this country, like Dusano said, Kurango is expanding in the country exponentially. Water supply is expanding. Agriculture is expanding. So all the ministries are expanding. Cost of living is a challenge worldwide. Yes, the majority of the Gambian people, they must eat rice. Mano Dabi, yes, I said Gambia. But go to the neighboring countries. You cannot even compare the cost of rice to our neighboring countries. Germany Bodo B in the Gambia is 1,150. In Sierra Leone is $68.
One of your party member, he challenged you of recent. He said you don't understand demand and supply when it comes to rice issues. And in fact, you are not living up to expectation. As per statistics, in rice production, Gambia instead it is going down. As per the statistics that provide to FAO, World Food Organization, rice production statistics they are going down.
The Malo World statistics, our statistics, the source is very clear. Go to our Department of Planning. Our production is there from 7 years up to 2023. Our production levels are rising, and in 2023, we have exponentially increased our production in groundnut.
One of the experts disagree. He said it's downgrading.
Well, the records are there for the ministry for every Gambian to see. You can go to the Department of Planning. There is no expert at the ministry who has disagreed to that. You have so-called experts who are supporters and sympathizers of the opposition. Of course, they will say like that. Of recent, Larry was at one of the radio stations, and I meant for you about the economy, I meant for you about the OIC. It shows his lack of understanding of how the OIC is governed, how the OIC is run. So so-called experts, on the side, who are sympathizers of UDP and other.
If you talk about Larry, he worked for the UNDP and other.
Look, UNDP has cleaners, UNDP has middle-level staff. So I don't take language. Kari was working at UN, Kari was working at UNDP. Look, we spent over a decade working in the Western countries. So that is not a criteria. That's not a university. That's not a degree.
So how about if you are told that Gambians are not happy the way the state of affairs are in the country?
Look, Gambia, so people cannot tell me Gambians are not happy. I'm a Gambian living with
a cabinet minister paid with a huge amount of money every month.
Well, I am from a society. I am from a community. I see them. I feel them. I know our people are happy. Don't be jealous. Whatever happened,
we have poverty rate of 53%. Out of 100, you have 40.
What is the poverty rate in Africa? If you say poverty rate of Gambia is 53, it is. If you look at the rate, go and Google it, search this. What is the poverty rate in Africa? Compare that to Gambia. If you will say Gambia poverty rate is high, our food insecurity is less than 15%. What is the food insecurity rate in Africa? It's 23%. We are less than 15% food insecurity. So compared to the region, Ikawale Jube. Not to say Gambia food people are poor, yeah, but relative to what?
What would you say to this suggestion? There are many people what's in the street, whenever you talk to some people, they will be like, okay, Dr. Sabally, he has personal hate against Ousainou Darboe. He never liked his party. I'm a UDP cannot because Ousainou Darboe I welcome. If that is the case, why didn't you like Darboe?
No, actually, I don't have a personal hate for Ousainou Darboe. I have never had any issue with Ousainou Darboe.
Earlier, GDC said one of their press release, party, as vice president, you signed on behalf of Mama Kande, only to make Darboe look bad at that point. You never liked the old man.
No, I don't have any personal hate for Ousainou Darboe. I don't like UDP. I never believe in their policy. I never believe in their thinking. So yes, I am under UDP. I support anything that's not UDP. I am NPP. But I don't have personal hatred for anybody in UDP.
Why didn't you like anything about them?
They are violent. I find UDP to be a party that is violent.
Really?
Yes, because
look, any problem
of course, UDP goes some court. Why don't they stay at home and expect that the judiciary will deliver and be independent? Why do they have to go and occupy the streets and block traffic and call all that? Do the other parties do that? Do other Gambians do that? If they take you to court, do people? It's unnecessary. We should trust in the system.
But if you build in a democratic society, pro-democratic, people have the right to show those kind of solidarity to each other in any kind of circumstances that might happen or occur in those kind of background. I don't think that in any way suggests that they are violent, going to the streets and showing unhappiness.
No. The Mambalaita on the streets, if you follow the due process. But you don't have to create mayhem just because of 3 years the majority of them, we all saw them ended up being UDP chairman and UDP and councillors and members of parliament. It only would go 3 years for Baroji, even though that was against the law. So yes, from there, I branded them to be violent, and I do not support their theories, and I do not believe in their beliefs. So yes, I don't like UDP.
So, okay, last question will be, there is belief that President Barrow, there is nothing like popularity issue in the country. Maybe because already he's been given more than 50% of our votes. They said there is administrative gap. Nina doku wala karola inefficiency and incompetence is the order of the day. Doku no balia and infana katabalia walem kudemiya lanka Bangkok, and this is why the country is not going. In fact, they suggest that cabinet ministers will desert their position. They can going for politics when they should be in office. So I think
it's ridiculous to say a cabinet minister funded our office at other political level. Let me tell you this. I'm a cabinet minister, I'm a politician. And look, politics is part of what we do. We deliver our work, and there is nothing like inefficiency in the Barrow government. In fact, there is no sector that is not performing. So, they are just using empty language.
Sector performing, agree.
Well, it is not for me to tell you. It is for you to go as a journalist, go and dig the records. Go and get the records. That you are supposed to tell the people this is good A, B, and C. But yes, from our internal assessment, we have made it clear, and the farmers have said it during the tour. And you saw the farmers' union even come to the president. They come to our office. The cost of fertilizer was down. Productivity has increased. Our rice yield has increased. We were around 1-2 tons per hectare. We are providing seeds that are producing up to 7 tons per hectare.
So people argue, doctor. When you went to National Assembly of recent, Senelal Lakodo Jotale and all those that,
yes.
Some people came out to say, no, in the Lakodo Manjo, and up to now, Manna Kodol Soro, despite Dr. saying, told the National Assembly that Kodol be Jotale.
And I want to make this clear. Gambia government through GGC, Buka Tio Sang from an individual farmer. Buka Tio Sang Mobulu directly. Tio Kasang through a cooperative society. You see, let's say, for example, if you have a cooperative society in Lower Nyomi, the president of the cooperative society, Woleka Tio Sang, so we buy from the cooperative society. And every peanut that has come to our custody, we have accounted for it and we have paid for it. If the cooperative society has a debt between him and the farmers, what we have advised the farmers is let them go after the cooperative society president or the cooperative society executive. But as a government, we do not owe any one single groundnut that has reached our depot and is not paid for.
You promise food security by 2025. The parameters should be set by now. For the Gambia will be food security will be secure by now. By the time can you attend?
He said rice sufficiency.
Rice sufficiency.
That is different from food security.
Okay. Even if it is
developed countries,
rice sufficiency.
Yes.
Now let's assume it's rice sufficiency. Can you attain that? Considering we only have I will say 8 months to the end of the year.
No, you cannot put what in my mind. You don't have any record where I said 2025. Our policy itself under the ministry, we said earliest is 2026 and the latest is 2030. This is the realistic target to have rational rice self-sufficiency in this country. Earliest 2026 and the latest acceptable is 2030. And this is what the records, if you can go and dig as far back as the first day I became minister, that's the record you will have.
What will you tell Gambia
Gambia dingol wala nga la fi Cairo la killing alinga nyokadu alinga lonko His Excellency President Adama Barrow President of the B. So alinga mutafe for the interest of the Gambia. And tol ngambe so wolom nyimbanko di andu nyimbanko lonta menna wolom Cairo.
The oppositions are forming coalition against him, and they said by 2026 he will be gone.
Look, oppositional we cannot form a coalition because oppositional damama nyokanu. The oppositions are busy fighting each other. And one thing is there. Oppositions like UDP need all kela. So it will not be a coalition because Gambia dingoli aloneko UDP mansa kunda kairote sorola nyimbanko kang. So wolte coalition kela miango UDP lebe tambila.
How do you know?
Well, because look, I am in the political field. I understand the view of the people. Because for UDP to lead, we all know that it's going to be a UDP government, and if it becomes a UDP government, there will be no peace in this country. Gambia no tenyin Cairo and Adama Barrow Yeleman de la Fenna.
For UDP, there is agreement. They were part of the government, and Gambians haven't seen that at some point.
Well, UDP was part of the government, and we all saw the number of problems in there when they started to be in the government. Yeah, diamu ba ni audio ni nyo nengo ni kujamat. Abeka bo UDP le. NPP be mu Cairo de mo buka mo nenje mo buka mo hajat.